Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, Reddit Stories. Today, I've got something wild for you. We're diving into some of the most shocking Reddit confessions I've come across. These are raw, unfiltered, and honestly, kind of insane. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment down below telling me your thoughts or what topics you want next. If enough of you are into it, I'll definitely make a part 2, because trust me, there's so much more where this came from. All right, let's get into it. I slept with my son-in-law in a moment of weakness, and now I don't know how to face my daughter. I don't know where to begin. There are things that, if I don't put them into words, I'm afraid I'll lose my mind from the guilt. This isn't something I'm proud of. It's not something I ever thought would happen in my life, but it did, and there's no going back. I'm 59 years old. 6 years ago, I got divorced after 36 years of marriage. My husband left the house, and less than 2 weeks later, I found out he was seeing someone new, a woman almost 15 years younger than me. I broke down. I had never felt so invisible. Throughout all those years of marriage, I sacrificed so much. I gave up my career, dedicated myself to raising a family, taking care of our home, our children, but in the end, I was just a woman who had passed her expiration date. In his eyes, I fell into depression for almost a year. Then I decided to change. I lost nearly 10 kilos, worked out every day, and after much hesitation, I had a breast augmentation, not to attract attention, but to reclaim a piece of confidence I thought I'd lost forever. During the entire recovery, I completely avoided people. I was ashamed, afraid of how others would look at me. Until one day, I was strong enough to step outside again. It was a sunny day in mid-July. I went over to my daughter's house. She was hosting a family barbecue by the backyard pool. I wore a swimsuit, like I always did. My son-in-law, a man who had always been kind and thoughtful, suddenly said, "Wow, you look really different." I knew exactly what he was referring to. My chest. I blushed. I said nothing. That whole afternoon, all I wanted was to sink into the water and disappear. That night, he texted me to apologize. He said he shouldn't have said out loud, but to be honest, I looked amazing. I don't know why I responded. Maybe it was because I felt seen for the first time in years. Maybe it was the wine. Maybe I just wanted to feel like I still existed. I sent him a photo, a selfie, no shirt, and then the chain of mistakes began. I asked him if he wanted to come over. He said yes. And that night, I did something unforgivable. I slept with my son-in-law. I can't explain exactly what drove me to do it. Maybe it was loneliness. 3 years of no one touching me, no one calling me beautiful, no one making me feel like I was still worth loving. Since that night, we've never been alone together again. He texted me a few times asking for more photos. I sent some, then I stopped. A month later, we had a serious talk. We both agreed it was a mistake. It should never happen again. And above all, my daughter must never find out. But every day since then, it's like I've been living in a prison. Every time I look at my daughter or my grandchild, I feel like a disgusting traitor. My son-in-law still acts normal. Sometimes, I even question whether it really happened. But I know it did, and I can't erase it. I haven't told anyone, not a single soul. But I'm going crazy. I'm not writing this to be forgiven. I just need to breathe. What do you think I should do? Should I confess and tear my family apart? Or should I keep this secret for the rest of my life? My boyfriend dumped me 2 days ago, and I've never felt so free. 2 days ago, my boyfriend broke up with me. He texted me on a random Friday afternoon and said, "I don't think this is working anymore." I just stared at the screen for a long time. No tears, no screaming, just silence. And then something strange happened. I felt relieved. It hit me like a wave. I hadn't realized how miserable I was until he was finally gone. That night, I didn't cry myself to sleep. Instead, I slept like a rock. For the first time in what felt like forever. The next morning, my dad came over. We sat down at the kitchen table, just the two of us. And he said, "I never liked him. I just didn't want to interfere. But you were losing yourself in that relationship." He wasn't wrong. For the past 2 years, I was slowly shrinking. I couldn't make plans without running it by him. He always had something sarcastic to say about what I wore or what I ate. He'd roll his eyes when I did yoga, saying it wasn't real exercise. He made me feel guilty for visiting my parents or going out with friends. Every conversation about the future turned into a fight because he refused to plan more than a week ahead. I used to think those were small things, but they weren't. They were pieces of me, and I was giving them all away. Now I can eat what I want when I want. I can see my friends without feeling guilty. I can move to the city I've always dreamed of and take the job I've worked my butt off to get. There's no one telling me I'm too much or too emotional anymore. No one shutting me down mid-sentence. No one making me feel like I'm hard to love. I can finally breathe. I used to think breakups were supposed to hurt, that I'd be a mess. But this breakup was the best thing that could have happened to me. Sure, in the beginning, we were in love. It was good for a while. But good memories don't make a bad relationship worth staying in. We grew apart. We wanted different things. I wanted to move closer to family, build a future. He wanted to stay in the city, party, avoid responsibility. And the truth is, I was holding on to someone who had already let go. So what now? I'm packing up and moving 200 miles next week for that new job. I don't know what the future holds. I might cry later. Who knows? But right now, right this second, I feel strong. And that's enough for me. I secretly got a paternity test for my son, and now I can't look at my wife the same way. 2 years ago, my son was born. He was healthy, beautiful, but the moment I held him, something didn't feel right. He didn't look like me. He didn't look like my wife either. I know that sounds horrible, and trust me, I hate that I even had the thought. But he had blonde hair, icy blue eyes, and pale porcelain skin. Meanwhile, I'm Mexican, my wife is Colombian. We both have dark brown eyes, olive skin, black hair, just like everyone in both our families. No one, and I mean no one, on either side has blue eyes or blonde hair. It didn't make sense. At first, I pushed the doubts away. People told me, babies change. His features will darken. Don't worry, lots of newborns look different from their parents. So I waited month after month. I kept looking for something, anything that connected us. A smile, a freckle, a birthmark, a quirk. But nothing came. And then came the jokes. Are you sure he's yours? Looks like the mailman's kid. One time at the park, someone actually asked me if I was babysitting. My wife got asked if she was his nanny. We laughed it off, but it burned deep. My wife brushed it off every time. She'd say, "People are just messing around. He's our son." But the doubt had already taken root, and the more I tried to ignore it, the louder it got. I had no proof she cheated, no late nights, no shady behavior, only his face. So one day, I did something I swore I'd never do. I took my son, alone, and had a paternity test done. I didn't tell my wife. I didn't ask for permission. I just did it. The results came in. He was 100% mine. I cried. I laughed. I felt a wave of relief I hadn't known I was holding in. For the first time in 2 years, I felt like I could breathe. That night, I asked my wife, casually, what she would have done if I had taken paternity test back when our son was born. Her smile disappeared. She got quiet, then said, "If you had done that, I would have been devastated. How could you not trust me? That would have broken something between us." I laughed it off and told her I was just kidding. But the truth? I wasn't. Now, instead of doubt, I carry guilt. Heavy, ugly guilt. I didn't trust her. I didn't give her the benefit of the doubt. I didn't even talk to her about how I felt. I just acted on suspicion and went behind her back. She will never know what I did. And maybe that's the best. because I'm afraid that if she did, it would break us for real. I love my son more than anything, and now I see him for exactly what he is, my son, my blood, my heart. But sometimes when I look at my wife, I wonder if I deserve her. If I ever did, should I confess, or should I carry this secret to my grave? Thank you for listening to the story from Reddit Stories. See you again in the next videos.